This is exercise number 1, the scorpion light push-up. We're going to do 2 sets of 4 to 10 repetitions. That's 2 to 5 repetitions per side. Rest period between set 1 and 2 is 60 seconds. After the second set, you get 90 seconds of rest. All these movements are going to be slow and continuous again. So it's going to take you 2 to 3 seconds to get down to the ground and 2 to 3 seconds to come back into the starting position. Try to keep your shoulder girdle parallel to the floor at all times. Your leg comes up at the same time as you are moving downwards and comes back when you're moving upwards. And your mobility determines the range that you're moving the leg. So I'm going to demonstrate it. You'll be on your fists again. As you're going down, the leg comes up, the shoulders stay parallel to the ground, and the leg moves back as you press up again. 2 to 3 seconds down, 2 to 3 seconds up. Different direction. Try to keep the shoulders parallel to the ground and don't stop at the bottom or the top. Those are just continuous movements. And just that there's no confusion, you're not supposed to switch the directions, okay? I'm just doing this so you can get a better look at different angles of what I'm doing. Alright, that's it for exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, ass over heels switch. You're going to do 2 sets of those, 4 to 8 reps per set, and you're going to have a 60-second rest period after the first set and 120 seconds after the second set before you switch to the next exercise again. So for this exercise, it's very important to use your core, okay? And don't cheat on the movement. It's going to be quite difficult in the beginning for you to figure out how to effectively put pressure into the ground and not lose your balance and not use inertia and like a swaying of your upper body to make it easier for you. But I'm going to show you right now what it's supposed to look like and what you have to watch out for. Well, let me start from the back. So this would be if I'm sitting on my heels. For this exercise, I'm going to start off my heels like this. And my back stays as straight as possible. Now you're allowed to use your hands in the beginning to figure out how to move correctly, okay? So because I'm talking, I'm going to use my hand a little bit. I'm pushing into the ground with my shin, mainly the right shin, and I'm lifting myself up like this, and I'm switching over to the other side. Lift up, switch over. Lift up, switch over. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you next from the side. The important thing is that I'm not doing this. So I'm not leaning forward to get the weight off my heels and then come back, okay? I'm not doing this. This would be easy. I'm trying to do the same movement, but the chest stays as upright as possible, and I have to put pressure into the ground. And just to show you, I'm going to use my hand for support. So it's going to look like this. One side is going to be easier for you than the other side, most likely. It is for me. And from the front, starting slightly off your heels like this, you need to tighten up your core, and then I have to press this shin into this direction, which is a very unusual movement, which is why it's quite hard in the beginning, but after a couple of repetitions, you will get the idea, and then it'll be easier. So your body can turn like this, okay? it's not possible to stay straight like that because your spine is going to be doing this, right? So you have to somewhat make up for that. But what you want to avoid is leaning forward so your weight comes off your butt. That obviously makes the whole thing easier than if your whole weight is over your heels. Okay? And really the most difficult thing is trying to figure out how to effectively put force into the ground to lift your butt up. All right, give that a try. If you have any problems, write me a comment and we'll see if we can figure out how to fix you. Exercise number 3, pendulum push ups, and we're doing version 1.0 and 1.1. It's going to be 3 sets. You're going to do 6 repetitions of version 1.0, immediately followed by 6 repetitions of version 1.1. So it's basically 12 repetitions. You're just switching the exercise in between. There is no rest, no stop, no anything. It's one fluid movement for 12 repetitions. You get 90 seconds of rest between each set and 120 seconds after the 3rd set before your next exercise. Now for the pendulum push-ups, as you go down, you are raising your leg up and you alternate which leg you raise up every time. It's taking 2 to 3 seconds to go down and 2 to 3 seconds to come back up, and you're raising your foot for about 2 to 2.5 feet, and you're not bending from the hip or the lower back. So you're actually just raising your leg from the hip joint, and you raise the leg in line with your body. Okay. For version 1.1, you're not only raising your leg up, but you're also raising it offline, about 1 foot to 1.5 feet off the center line. And I'll show you what that looks like from this position. So you just saw me doing the regular version, 1.0. Now I'm doing 1.0 again. This is 1.0, and this is 1.1. Pretty easy. Exercise number 4, side plank switch plus. You're doing 6 to 14 repetitions and you get 120 seconds of rest afterwards before the next exercise. So you know the side plank switch from the first workout I showed you. This one is a little bit more difficult because you're keeping the arm extended to the outside for most of the movement. So I'm going to show you how to do it. We're starting off in a side plank and the arm is already out. Now you're keeping your shoulders, hips and spine in alignment, and now you're starting to collapse your arm to the center position, arm out on the other side, and then you continue the transition. Coming back again, everything stays in alignment, arm comes to the center, other arm goes out, and you're coming back up. Now the time it should take you to get to the center position should be 3 to 4 seconds, and then another 3 to 4 seconds to get to the other side plank. From side to side is 1 repetition. So you're starting left, go through the center position to the right side, 1 rep. Same thing back to the left side, 2nd rep. and final exercise, 1 push-up. So this is the super slow version again. We're doing just 1 simple push-up. You can pick either 20, 30, 40 or 60 seconds, and that's one way. We're starting to go up. So if you take 60 seconds up, you have to take 60 seconds down as well. Same time up, same time down. At the end, we're going to be for 10 seconds in the top plank position. So since you're finishing at the bottom, you just press yourself back up and finish 10 seconds in the top plank position. I'm just going to do roughly 20 seconds up and down. For demonstration purposes, I don't want to bore you for a minute of your time up and down. Right, so starting off in the bottom position, and then you just slowly press up. These super slow repetitions are very good to understand a movement, because this way you will feel where you are strong, where you're weak, and you will actually have to use strength and coordination to get through the sticking point instead of using acceleration and speed to basically jump over your weak spots, because that way your weak spots would never get any stronger. But once you have integrated this, and now you just do 10 seconds at the end in this position. Once you did this a few times, those super slow movements, your nervous system will understand the movement much better, be able to integrate all your different muscles, and your regular repetitions will become much smoother and much more controlled. The question came up, how should I put these into a program, these workouts that I'm showing you under this Bulletproof Your Body concept? And since you only know a couple of workouts, if you started following me when I started putting them out, then just do those workouts, change them up. Don't do more than 1 every other day. I wouldn't do them daily, because since you only know a couple of workouts, it would be very repetitive, and it's not meant to be that way. So once you know about 5 to 10 workouts, it's much better to have some variability in your workouts. And then depending on how you feel, you can do more than 1 every other day, always depending on your special circumstances. Are you training anything else? What's the amount of stress like? How much recovery time do you have? And so on and so forth. You know the deal about programming. It can be quite difficult, but you can also make it too difficult. I mean, you can always overcomplicate things. The best workout is the workout that you actually do. A lot of people, myself included, are always looking for the perfect training program, and because they never finish to write it down, they never start doing it. So I'm quite happy if I got simple stuff that I can just like look at and do. Of course, you always have to make sure you don't overtrain. At the same time, you have to make sure you get enough varied exercises in so that you make constant progress. So in any case, I hope you enjoy the workouts. Just give it your best shot. See what you can get out of it. See if you kind of get an understanding of the principles that I'm using. And as usual, if you have any questions, write them down in the comments. Send me an email. I'll be happy to help you. Alright, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for sticking through the whole video. I know these videos can get quite long, but I really appreciate you watching the whole thing. And you probably are already signed up to the channel, but if you have any friends that you think would, get something out of this, make them aware of the channel, tell them to give it a look, and have a great day, take care, and watch your 6.